It is officially fall, and while fall in New York is known for its crisp, cool weather, it is never too early to prepare for more harsh conditions. The aftermath of Hurricane Ida killed over 40 people in our region and left millions of dollars in damage. Extreme weather events continue to pose an urgent and ongoing threat. That's why it's important to budget for a natural disaster now, not later. Joining us to help us do that is financial expert and friend of the show, Nicole Lapin. It is wonderful to see you.
It is wonderful to see you. Always.
Always. You are chock full of financial wisdom. And you know, when we first set up this segment, we were thinking, is it too late to do this? It is not too late to talk about a reserve fund for when emergency strikes. And you say the first thing to do, which unfortunately is too late for some folks, is check your insurance.
Well, it's not too late, Marisol, because unfortunately, we're just going to see more and more of these disasters with the effects of climate change. If you're a homeowner, it's extremely unlikely that your current homeowner's insurance plan covers all the range of natural disasters that the world could see in the next 10 or even 5 years. Listen, I was in New York 10 years ago and there was a little earthquake. I'm a California girl and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And so you really want to make sure that you have the proper coverage. If you don't, you have to switch. There's no other solution. I know it's a headache to switch insurance providers, but I promise the inconvenience of switching an insurance plan is magnitudes better than the stomach-dropping realization that your insurance plan won't help you when you need it most.
That's 100% correct, because there are folks here in the 5 boroughs that never imagined that their entire homes would be flooded. So just set aside a day and just do it, right? Especially insurance. And then the next tip is to get your emergency funds in check. What does that really mean?
So I typically suggest having at least 6 months of the bare bones budget on hand for an emergency. If you're a freelancer or you have more of a precarious income, I would suggest 9 months or even a year. If you've depleted that, and a lot of us have through COVID and all of these disasters, then you need to make that a financial priority. Ditch all of your other plans until you have that emergency reserve set up. Even before you contribute to retirement, even before you index funds and chill, which is how I like to party, you need to have your emergency fund in good shape.
Interesting. So say, especially for those who are part of the gig economy, don't worry about retirement. Put something in your emergency fund.
Yeah, I mean, yes, worry about retirement, but emergency fund is priority.
Okay, the next one,
you need cash.
The next one I never would have thought of. Freeze your utilities, which is the opposite of frozen pipes.
Girl, so did I. I was so surprised to find this out. Figure out how to freeze your utilities companies in case of a disaster. Your utility company will actually keep charging you until you call to end that service. It is add insult to injury. You know, not only is it an important step to stop more bills from rolling in, but active utilities, as you know, could cause even more damage in a natural disaster. It could make it even worse, not to sound alarmist, but think about it. If a gas line is still running during a fire, God forbid, then a gas leak could be catastrophic.
Right. I have to say, personally, this weekend I had painters at my house, and I got my water bill, and I was like, gosh, this seems awfully high. And one of the painters left the hose on in the backyard. Thank you. But this leads me to believe, because you always have these fantastic points, maybe we should leave a checklist. Because if your basement is flooded, the last thing you're thinking of is calling Con Ed to say, hey, put me on pause, or your water company, put me on pause. So I'm going to add to your to-do lists. Make a list of your to-do list and leave it in your kitchen somewhere. The next thing you say...
Or put it in the cloud, because if you don't have a kitchen, you still need to find it.
See how tech savvy you are, Nicole? You're the yin to my yang. What about doing a personal inventory before disaster strikes? What does that mean exactly?
So if you need to file an insurance claim, you're going to need records of everything you own and how much all of that stuff costs. So another activity to do this weekend, make a super organized spreadsheet. Again, put it in the cloud. Your future self will thank you. If you don't want to do a spreadsheet, at the very least, you can take a selfie video of yourself walking around your house and talking about how much stuff costs. I know that feels weird, like you're doing a museum tour of your own life, but if you start getting proof that you need, you'll have a productive conversation with any insurance company later on.
I like that one. Take a selfie, do a tour of your own home. Lastly, in doing that tour, make sure you have your documents in order. I feel like my parents said that, my grandparents said that, my great-grandparents said that. We need to have our documents in order.
And now your soul sister said it.
Exactly.
It's true. If you lose your home, again, God forbid, in a natural disaster, you can apply for aid at organizations like FEMA. But in order to do that, you need all of this paperwork, right? You need your identity many, many times over, your ID, your driver's license, your passport, your birth certificate, your social security card, health insurance card, titles, registration for your car, all sorts of stuff if that was damaged. So if you lost your home in a disaster, you're not going to have those documents. Make sure first you put all of that in a fireproof, safe box. And second, also make sure that you have a digital record of all of that.
Nicole, I'm a little stressed out because I see my Saturday unfolding, and it's having you on FaceTime and getting my
I got you.
getting my
I'm
stuff
here
in
for
order.
this.
Before we let you go, can you please introduce us to the newest member of your family?
Oh my
Is she
goodness.
around?
She is such a little monster.
Because
She's
for those of you
behind.
watching at home, Nicole Lapin is the financial, fantastic
doggy.
soul sister, and this is Penny.
Penny, say hi to everybody. Good morning.
Woof, woof. I mean, she's licking her chops. Is it?
Really?
Is this her?
She's like, Mom, this is my show.
Absolutely. This
You're
is her
done.
debut.
You're out.
I'm so glad she picked the Pix 11 Morning News to debut herself. Adorable. I love it. Nicole, I love you. And for those of you at home who want to get
at
more...
Doggy Coin, follow her.
Oh, I was going to
adventures.
plug your show, but
I
you know what?
It's more important.
Don't even worry about Nicole.
She needs to start making money around here.
Go to Miss Independent Nicole Lapin. Go to Instagram also for Nicole Lapin, but also go to Instagram for her doggy, Penny, at Doggy Coin.